Sorry, Eliza. Okay, folks, let's get started. This is Warrior Wednesday, and I advertised yesterday that we're going to do a practice with some techniques that are helpful for stress and specifically headaches. I've been hearing from a lot of people, yoga promises all these wonderful things. And one of the things that I find really useful about yoga is when I have a headache, I've got some go-to practices. I'd like to share some of those today. Um, and also just keeping in mind that headaches are often a result of stress, right? When we're under stress, we tense our jaw, we lift our shoulders, we clench through the neck, our back gets tight, and all of those muscles just contribute to more and more and more pressure on our head. So we'll do some practices today that help with that. As we get to the end of our class, I'm going to ask you to really quickly go around your house and round up all of the pillows and blankets you can find. So you might be able to see in my room, I've got a bolster and a blanket and two blocks. We're going to do a restorative Savasana. So just kind of hold that in mind that as we get ready to go to final relaxation, I'm going to give you a little extra time today in a restorative posture. So you're going to want to like pile up pillows and blankets under you to kind of support your body. So just keep that in mind. All right, friends, take a seat on your mat. And move around for a minute until you feel comfortable here, sitting. And just check in, this body, this human being sitting here. How are things feeling this morning? Start to slow your breathing. And we'll use resonant breath to get us started this morning, which is 5 seconds inhale, 5 seconds exhale. So just go ahead and start that. You can use the 1001, 1002, or just whatever feels like 5 slow counts. You've dedicated this hour to come to your mat, to reconnect with your breath, to show yourself some kindness. So let these first few breaths be like a little blanket of kindness moving through your body, wrapping you up in this new space called yoga practice. Let these breaths begin to make their way into your belly, your waist, your lower back. And as you're taking these deep breaths, just let your back teeth separate a little bit. Notice if there's any clenching of your teeth. We're going to start to do a really subtle movement of the jaw. So on the inhale, the teeth come together softly. And on the exhale, just let your jaw drop, let your mouth softly open. Inhale, close your teeth. Exhale, open your mouth, just let your jaw drop down. Do that a few more times and no one is watching. So give yourself permission to open your mouth wider. And maybe even just really stretch as if you were yawning. See if there's any popping in your jaw. And then just move your jaw from side to side. Your bottom jaw. Bring your fingers to your temples and see if you can feel that action as you move your jawbone right and left. Press your fingers right into that little space where the jawbone connects into your skull. There's a little indentation there right in front of your ears. We're going to start to massage ourselves. So using your thumb and your fingers come down around your jawbone, just pinching and massaging right to the tip of your chin and then back up around. We kind of neglect this. Up and down, right into that little indentation and then down to the tip of your chin. Come up to your temples, press 2 fingers in and give yourself a gentle massage right there around the temples. And just notice if that's a part of your body that you've been neglecting and ignoring. Just give it some attention. And then fingers slide with some pressure right to the middle of your forehead. Press 4 fingers in and then pull that back down to your temples. Really put some pressure there, like you're making this rainbow go back up again. Press and draw your fingers down to your temples. We'll do one more of those. Just press and trace. Nice. Release your hands to your lap and open and close your jaw again. And see if you notice any more looseness there. Let's reach the arms up overhead. Take a deep breath in. Look up with your chin. So let your head drop back. As you exhale, sweep your arms down. Drop your chin to your chest. Arms are going to reach behind you. And let's do that again. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, reach back. Drop your chin down. We'll do that one more time. Reach up. And as you reach down, keep your chin on your chest, fingers behind you. You can touch the floor or interlace your fingers. Breathe into the front of your shoulders and the back of your neck. The front of your shoulders, the back of your neck. See what's there. Let your hands come to your knees and start to move in a bigger way. Seated cat and cow. Inhale to open. Exhale, roll way back. Hands on your knees, chin to your chest. Give yourself permission to really move forward and back, the extremes of that action, forward and back. You might even start to stir your torso in circles. And Gigi or Jane, would you give me a thumbs up if you can hear music? Awesome. Thank you. Go ahead and shift your body around to a tabletop position and let's continue that. Let's find some looseness in the spine as we move through cat and cow. Maybe that sideways or circular motion. Maybe try to have no pattern here, just movement of all the space between your shoulders and your hips. Let your hands come forward. Inhale to a kneeling plank position. Exhale back to child's pose. And let's move like that with breath. Stretching forward. Inhale. Pressing back. Exhale. Attention to shoulders and back now. Common places of stress. If this is feeling good and you want a little bit more, lift your chest. Come into a little back bend at the front. And then round your spine, head to the floor. We'll do that 2 more times. 5 count breath. Settle your hips back into child's pose. Move side to side. Just keep this flowy, kind of curious movement going. Let your hands come back a little bit. Place your forehead on the mat. And if that doesn't work for you, maybe a block or your hands. And we're going to give the forehead another little massage here. Just roll your head from side to side. And then let your hands come back to your knees. Press yourself up so that you're kneeling or kind of sitting on your shins. We're going to come up into this pose that's like camel. And we'll take an easy flow here. So on the inhale, the arms come up and back. Circle the arms around, let your hips lower, and slide your hands forward into child's pose. And we'll reverse that. So we'll circle back and up, around, and down. Move a few more times with your breath. Just keep your eyes closed. Stay inside this body, this human being moving and breathing here just like this. Stay here. One more time. Come down, stretch your arms long, tuck your toes, and lift slowly into downward facing dog. Let's take the feet wide on this down dog, almost out to the width of your mat. And then as you pedal your heel, just let one knee come almost down to the mat, and then the other. Start to feel a little twist, little movement of the spine coming around into the hips. Just really curious about what you find here. And then let your feet come back to about hip distance apart. Settle your heels closer to the earth. Nod your head yes, and shake your head no. Looking forward, take a slow, easy walk to the top of your mat. Here you can take a hold of the back of your heels or your opposite elbows. Give your hands something to do while you just hang out here. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's bring our hands to the back of our neck and interlace the fingers. Let your pinky fingers gently press on the base of your skull. So just start to give yourself a little traction here. Your thumbs can lightly touch or massage the back of your neck. Breathe out long. And as we release our hands, let's bring the hands to the shins, pressing to a half lift. We're going to start to put in a little bit of movement with breath. So pressing on the shins, softening the knees, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Press onto the shins, lengthen halfway. Fold in half, exhale. Press to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Nice deep bend in your knees, slow. Sweep the arms high, back and up. And cactus your arms, open your chest forward, pause here, feel the opening, feel the breath. Let your hands come to your heart, sink back into that chair. And let's circle up again. Big, deep breath, arms high. Cactus your arms, find your back bend. Hands to heart, sink into your chair. We'll do that one more time, friends. Scoop up, breathe in. Put a smile on your face. Cactus your arms. And close your hands into your heart. Beautiful. So we'll move into a little more vigorous practice. We'll do some sun salutation. Option to really take these slow and easy if you are in a place where you need a little more rest today. So on the inhale, scoop your arms high, extended mountain. Swan dive, forward fold. Release your neck. Hands to shins, press halfway. Open and close your mouth. Release your jaw. Exhale, downward facing dog. Root down through your heels, lift your hips, find traction for your spine. On the inhale, shift forward, knees or toes. Elbows spin as you lower halfway down. And then come to the earth, rise up into a cobra. Maybe even reach your arms behind you like locust. Hands back to the mat. Press to your heels and lift up into downward facing dog. Let's put that deep bend in the knee again as you pedal your heels. Relax your neck, open and close your mouth. Take a look forward, slow walk to the top of your mat. Hands to shins, lift halfway, and exhale, fold. With a bend in the knees, sweep the arms back, out and up. Let's cactus the arms. And bring hands to heart. Let's go again. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Release your neck. Press hands to shins, lift halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose, knees or toes. Lower down, chaturanga. Rise up, cobra or up dog. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels, folks. Feel your body. Feel the release of this posture. The tension melting away. Don't let your practice create more tension. Invite it to be a release. Notice the times when you're really pushing and forcing and creating tension. Let's look forward, step or hop. Press hands to shins and exhale, forward fold. Soft knees, sweep up, extended mountain, reach high, everybody. Cactus your arms, back bend, and close your hands to your heart. Let's do one more round. Sun A, reach up, breathe in. This body here, exhale, fold, release your neck. Hands to shins, lift and release your jaw. Down dog, lengthen your spine. Shift into plank pose, knees or toes, lower halfway. Lift up to cobra or up dog. And find downward facing dog. Move around here. Find that release valve. On your inhale, friends, drop your knees to the mat. We'll do what we did before. Scoop the arms around and up, around and down. Slide the hands forward. Continuing to move these joints. Slow 5-second breath on the way up and down. Let's do that one more time. Feel your body. Coming into child's pose, pause. Widen your knees. Find again that pressure on the forehead that you can just roll from side to side, either on your mat, maybe the backs of your hands, or a block. Check in here. Let's bring our hands back to our shoulders. Coming to a tabletop position. Reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. Find a spinal balance right here. As you breathe here, feel your strong core, and you can either stay here or reach back to bind this pose, getting a little more space in the front of the body. Loosen your jaw, soften your face. If you're holding, release. Let your right hand come down, just your toes touching the floor behind you. And we're going to open into a kneeling side plank. So the left arm comes up to the sky. Option to stay here or lift your leg and find your foot here. Release your jaw, soften your face. Deep breaths. Good. Release that around. Come to tabletop position. Let's just take a vinyasa in between sides. Shift forward, lower down. Rise up and press back to child's pose. Scoop your arms around behind you, up and back down. Do that one more time, friends. Scoop your arms around and up and back down. Find your way up to tabletop and we'll switch sides. Left arm comes forward. Right leg reaches back. Breathing here. You can stay just like this or bend your knee, reach back toward the foot. And if you've chosen that, just take the tension out of your face. Notice when we force ourselves, we really tense up through the neck, the jaw, the face. Open your shoulder, breathe. If you're holding your foot, release. Let the hand come down and the toes. And then just kick your left foot off the mat, raise your right arm. Kneeling side plank. And you can stay here or find a bind on this second side. Deep, slow breaths. Release valve. Come back around. Hands on the mat. Slide back into child's pose. Scoop the arms back, around and up. Around and down. Slide your hands forward. One more time. Scoop up. And down. As we come forward, let's take an easy vinyasa. You can be on your knees. You can come up to your toes. And let's meet back in downward facing dog. Just notice what's getting built here in your body. Slowly walk your feet to your hands. Press up to half lift and fold in half. Let's do that a couple more times. Press to lengthen, release your jaw. Forward fold, shake out your neck. Half lift and fold. Press to half lift, soften your knees, and slow sweep your arms up high. Cactus your arms, back bend. Beautiful, everyone. From here, interlace your hands at the base of your neck. And then once again, use your thumbs to pull the occipital ridge, it's a fun long word to say, the base of your skull up. Lean back into your hands just a bit, and then step your left foot back. So right foot forward, left foot back. Pause here to find length in the spine. And then soften the front knee, hinge from the hips, come forward. Maybe just a little bit. If that starts to put strain in your back, you can stop right there. If you're feeling comfortable, come down to a flat back. Still pulling up on that head. And we'll start a twist to the right side. Eventually releasing into twisting triangle. Breathe. Notice if there's a lot of strain or stress. Soften the edges. And release the fingers to the floor. Step the back foot to meet the front foot. Circle the arms up high. Cactus your arms. And interlace the fingers behind your head. And once again, just find the base of your skull. Lift up. Glide the right foot back so you're in a little narrow stance for pyramid. Chest is lifted. Shift from the hips. Maybe it's just a little bit. Right there is plenty. You can bend your front knee. Anywhere from here to parallel to the floor. And then just peel open into twisting triangle. Breathe. Oxygen in. Release your hand to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Option to stay here or flow through vinyasa. From here, friends, let's step the right foot forward and we'll drop the back knee down to the mat. Let's get into our hips. Start to bring the attention a little lower. Hips have a direct response with the low back. Bring your hands to the inside of that right foot and start to just draw the knee out and in. So just drop the knee out, pull the knee in. And you can stay there and explore just like this, or if you'd like, come down a little lower, drop to your elbows and let that knee stay open. Find a lot of breath that moves all the way down into that hip. Try to keep your face, your neck loose, soft here. And let's bring ourselves back up to kneeling lunge. Split your hands. Tucking the back toes, lift the leg off the floor and scoop the arms up high. And we'll come around like we did before, just opening through the chest and shoulders. Lean over your leg. Let's do that again. Up and around, nice and easy. And this time moving into twist. So as we come down, left hand on the floor, right arm continues up. Breathe here. That back knee can be on or off the mat. Turn your head to look up at your top hand, and then turn your head to look at your bottom hand. Just kind of roll, turning the head on its axis, right and left. And release your hand to the mat. Downward facing dog with your option of vinyasa or not. When you are ready, left foot steps between your thumbs, drop your back knee. Hands come to the inside of the left foot, and we'll just juice that hip here, out and in. You can stay here or lower down, whichever feels like your hip is most happy. Breathe deeply. 5 seconds inhale. 5 seconds exhale. We'll come back to the center. Kneeling lunge. Tuck your toes under, low lunge. And then sweep your arms up, high lunge. Let the arms circle back, around, and fold over your leg. Do that 2 more times. Hear yourself sighing. And bring your right hand to the floor. Let the left arm continue up and around into your twist. Beautiful, everybody. Feel this. Feel this now. Turn your head to look at your top hand and your bottom hand. A little less effort, a little more ease. And release. Down dog, your choice. Stay here or take a vinyasa, which is plank pose, chaturanga, a back bend, and back. Since it is Warrior Wednesday, we better do a warrior. Let's take the right leg high and step that foot through. Come up into Warrior One. The only warrior we're gonna do today. So I'd like you to inhale as you press your palms to the ceiling. So interlace the fingers, palms up. Lengthen the side body. Keep the hands interlaced, bring them to the back of the head. Again, lift up on the ridge of your skull and lean back. Breathe, everybody. Keep everything the same, but just open your arms out into a T. Arms high, hands down, downward facing dog. Final invitation to take a vinyasa or stay here. When you are ready, friends, left leg comes high, step it through, find your Warrior One. Interlace your fingers, palms press up, side bodies long. Breathe here, everybody. Expand even more. Yes. Hands come to the back of the head. Lift with your thumbs. Trust. Head back, heart open. Everybody breathe like that. Deep breath in. Your exhale sounds like Open the arms out. Just receptive posture. Arms high, hands to mat, downward facing dog. Let's drop our knees to the earth and settle into child's pose one more time. This time, either a block or two fists stacked right under your forehead. No movement, just pressure on that third eye, that brow point. Breathe here. Feel here. Experience here. And release your hands to the mat. Gently press up and find your way around into a seat. And we're going to take the legs out into a straddle. So some of you are going to want to bring a block, a blanket, a bolster underneath you so that your spine can be a little straighter up and down. And you'll know that describes you if when you're sitting on the floor, your pelvis kind of tucks under like this. But put something under that lifts your hips. You want to feel like you're on the front of your sitting bones. Option 1, fingertips behind, chest lifted, just press forward. You'll feel something in your inner thighs. Option 2, stay just like that, but then walk your hands forward and begin to crawl toward the floor. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. This is an everybody is different pose. All of our bones are stacked up differently. So be in your bones in this pose. What feels good? What feels right? You can stay right where you are. You can bring your body toward one leg and then the other. Just explore here. Notice how subtle differences, subtle shifts make big differences. If you've folded forward, find your way back upright. Let's all bring our hands behind us and open up through the chest and shoulders. Elbows back, chest lifted, nice deep breath.
This is for you.
Release that to draw the legs together in front of you. We'll move into a twist. So right knee bends, and you can keep the foot inside or cross to the outside. Let your lower back see which feels best. And then fingertips behind the head once again. Let's lift the spine and rotate to the right. And then set one hand on the knee, one hand behind you. You can use your hand, you can use your elbow. What helps you feel tall spine and rotation? Soften your face, relax your jaw. Melt any tension out of your neck. Stretch your shoulders. Ease back to center. Before we go to the other side, open up your chest and shoulders again. Find that long spine and then keep that tall spine as you bend left. You can cross or not. Fingers back, rotate left. Feeling your breath here. Feeling the length of your spine, the tension leaving your shoulders, your neck, your head. Twisting is a really great way to just release tension, release stress, wring it out. And come back to the center. All right, this is where we get to start to build our little prop tower. So you can watch the way I do this, and you can just gather any pillows, blankets, couch cushions, furry pets that are sleeping, whatever you can find. So I'm going to use a firm bolster right here. I'm going to put a little blanket on top of it. That will be a pillow for my head. And then I have 2 blocks, but pillows work fine too. This is called reclining queen, but it can also be reclining king for Hank and Ron and Scott, anyone that wants to be a king instead of a queen. So soles of the feet together. Find something, if you can, to support your knees so it's effortless. This pillow is right up against my sacrum, and I'm going to go ahead and lay back over it. And there's that pillow for my head. It's nice to have your head elevated a little more than your back. Arms open. Could somebody step in and finish this class for me? Because I'm just going to stay here and be blissful. And you want your props to create that effect. You want to get to the point where your body gives itself to these props. There's no effort. There's no strain. There's no prop that's digging in anywhere. You almost can't tell they're here because they just fit into all the crevices so well. You are supported. You can imagine these props as that feeling of kindness to yourself, just giving yourself permission to be supported, to ask for help, to be held, restored. This is really one of the best things we can do for headaches and stress is just push the pause button, give ourselves time to restore. As you rest here, as you get comfortable, notice if there's any clenching of your teeth. See if you can do a little less of that. Let your back teeth separate. Let your tongue come away from the roof of your mouth. And as hard as it might be, find stillness. Find stillness. Continue following your breath. 5 seconds inhale, 5 seconds exhale. Five-second inhale, 5-second exhale. Just stillness with breath. Let your toes feel this next 5-second inhale. Let your ankles feel the next 5-second inhale. Let your knees feel this next breath. Let your hips feel a deep, slow 5-second breath. This is all there is, this moment with this breath. Be here. Let your belly feel a nice, long 5-second breath. Let your chest and your upper back feel this next breath. Let your shoulders that are holding the weight of the world feel a soft inhale and a release valve as you exhale. Breathe into your neck and your jaw and let them soften as you exhale. Next breath into your head, your forehead, your crown. Slow exhale. Begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Begin to let your body come back to life, back to movement. Move in some way that feels like kindness in action, softness, gentleness. And let that gentle, soft movement bring you back to your seat. Let's finish with one more stretch for the neck, ear to shoulder, hand on side of head, fingertips down. Just see if there's anything left there that feels like stress or tension. 5-second inhale, 5-second exhale. And release. Switch sides. Ear to shoulder, hand on head, fingers out. Deep, slow breath. And coming back to center. Eyes closed, hands join in front of your heart. Take a moment to acknowledge the kindness that you have extended to yourself in this hour. Maybe notice if there were times in this practice when you were hard on yourself, when you pushed yourself. And just promise to bring a little more softness to yourself today, a little more kindness. My friends, as I look at you, I see kindness embodied. You give so much of that out to the world. Receive some of it back to yourself today. Let go of tension and stress and allow kindness and gentleness in. You deserve it. Thank you for practicing on Wednesday morning with me. Namaste.